identification number is WKD4496. Welcome to your new home.
Her name is Claire Redfield. We caught her trespassing in our Paris lab facility 10 days ago. She apparently infiltrated the complex looking for her lost brother, Chris Redfield, one of the surviving members of RPD's famous STARS teams.
Welcome to Flashback episode 18. We're looking at a Resident Evil game. Back to Resident Evil, but again, randomly chosen. I wanted to do this one for a specific reason because there's a point about it I want to make. It's Resident Evil Code Veronica or Code Veronica X, depending upon which version. Well, I played X because it was a re-release, so yes. I played X. Resident Evil Code Veronica, a survival horror video game developed and published by Capcom, released for the Dreamcast in the year 2000. It was the fourth major installment in the Resident Evil series. Man, fourth, can you believe that?
Well,
only four.
When you put it like that, yeah.
And the first to debut on a separate platform outside the PlayStation. Story takes place 3 months after the events of Resident Evil 2, and the concurrent destruction of Raccoon City is seen in Resident Evil 3. It follows Claire Redfield and her brother Chris in their efforts to survive a viral outbreak at both a remote prison island in the Southern Ocean and a research facility in Antarctica. The game retains traditional survival horror controls and gameplay seen in previous series installments. However, unlike the pre-rendered backgrounds of previous games, Code Veronica utilizes real-time 3D environments and a dynamic camera movement, so it was different. Capcom announced Code Veronica in August 98 and released it in February 2000, so quite quick. They later released an updated version, which is Code Veronica X, on PlayStation 2 and the Dreamcast. The revised version, if you don't know, actually included new cutscenes which revealed more details about the story, and was later ported to the GameCube in addition to other platforms a few years later, which is when I played it. I first played it on the Xbox 360, many years after release.
I first played it on the PlayStation 2.
You played this way before me.
Yeah, and that's why, to this day I still consider it one of my favourite Resident Evil games. I put it in my top 5.
Well, I wrote my first one as it's one of my favourite Resident Evil games now. Yeah, top 5, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, as I said, I originally played it on the PS2, and I remember owning it for quite a long time before giving it a chance, because, because of the name, it kind of like makes you feel like it's not like a main series game, and it's like a bit of a spin-off, which it is, of course.
Oh, is it though? Like, I mean, now I would consider it's canon.
Of course it's canon, but I mean, like, because of its name, like, before you had Resident Evil 1, 2 and 3 Nemesis. Yeah. And then this was the fourth one, like you said, which is interesting. Like, no one talks about it. Like, Resident Evil 4 was Resident Evil 4, right? Not Code Veronica.
It is, you're right. It's
so,
weird,
like,
that.
There you go. That's why it's like a spin-off, because it's not in the main numerical... Like,
which is weird, because Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is more of a spin-off than Veronica.
That's very true. But yeah, I remember not playing it for a while, but then when I finally gave it a chance, I realised just how good it was.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's got one of my favourite, not only one of my favourite Resident Evil stories, one of my favourite Resident Evil settings. Particularly the first half. Maybe more than Antarctica, but that's still great as well.
Yeah, because I think after 3, like, it went back to more of a traditional, like, what was traditional Resident Evil back then, which is localised areas, weird houses, weird characters, which is, of course, the Ashfords, which are, like, two of my favourite sort of villainous. You didn't have a nemesis, like, hunting you down kind of thing. It didn't have that, which obviously was different. I just like the whole storyline surrounding the Spencer family. It's really, like, fascinating if you really delve into it. You
really learn a lot more about the starting points of Umbrella.
I remember, like, when you discover that Alfred having the split personality of himself and Alexia. I remember that reveal. Like, I remember us vividly, like, seeing that scene play out when you find, like, the dress and the wig and stuff like that, and just being, like, blown away. Like, I think that's just such a cool twist. You never see that coming.
No, not at all. Not at all. Absolutely.
This must be...
What? No!
Wait a second. What just happened?
So there never was an Alexia after all.
You mean he thinks he's two people? Okay, that's it. Let's get out of here.
And there's a particular monster in it that I'm really fond of. Got the figure up there. It's
Nosferatu,
and I think the whole story of, like, why he's in prison is really dark, and the scene in which he's released, like, I remember that sticks with me because it just fills me with dread. He has sort of, like, Pyramid Head vibe to him. I always thought.
Oh yeah,
I feel like maybe we're going along those lines.
A more tragic villain.
Yeah, very tragic. Yeah, and I think there's just something terrifying about his tormented groans and his appearance.
Oh, I believe he was definitely the inspiration for a later Resident Evil character that would pop up in the Resident Evil HD remake.
Yeah.
Lisa Trevor. There's no way in hell they weren't. Lisa Trevor, tragic, experimentation backstory is not inspired by Nosferatu. Absolutely. Plus, as well, the boss fight was a bitch.
Yeah, the fight with him isn't the best. It
No.
like puts you in a really it forces you to act quickly, which I think a lot of the battles in Resident Evil Code Veronica, they get a lot of heat like for the fact that they put you in small environments,
Like the tyrant on the plane. Yeah.
I think that was like the intention to make you act quickly, because like in previous games you have a lot of move to run around. You can almost run around in a circle to avoid like, the tyrant and stuff like that. But in this, there's nowhere to run. You get stuck in small rooms with like the hunters and stuff like that,
And you have to deal with them.
You
Yeah.
have to deal with them.
Yeah. Last thing I said about liked on my end is I also love Claire's one of my favourite Resident Evil characters. So like getting to play as her was fantastic. And weirdly enough, when I played it on the Xbox 360, I hadn't looked into it, so I didn't know I was going to get play as Chris. That actually took me as a
Really?
complete surprise.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that you play obviously first half as Claire and then as Chris after. Yeah, that
Yeah.
must have been a surprise. Yeah, I mean it's a great Resident Evil game. I love it, but it has some issues.
Of course it does.
Yeah. This has just some of the shortcomings of the older Resident Evil games, I think. Mainly, they changed the controls a little bit, but I think they still cause frustration more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Because they still have that sort of tanky type of feel to them.
And while they have more free roaming moving cameras, they still have plenty of the static ones. I always remember there's an area around a guardhouse, and there were dogs,
Yeah.
and not being able to see them, and it's like that wasn't fun anymore. That was just frustrating.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember this at all, but certain enemies respawn in the
Yeah.
game, which is like a crazy thing to do in Resident Evil.
That's almost bang out of order.
Yeah, in a game where Resident Evil, where you have limited healing items and ammo, they're hard to come by. That's not what you need, is it?
You're backtracking a lot as well, so it's not really fair.
Yeah, and when I was thinking about this, I remember a specific area where we were playing as Chris, and there are these moths that can poison you.
Yeah.
And there's this corridor where it's almost impossible to get through this corridor without getting poisoned by this moth nest.
Right.
And like you just get poisoned constantly, no matter what. And there is like this unlimited blue herb thing nearby. Well, not nearby actually, but you basically had to go back and forth every time you get poisoned, and you'd have to hope you could get through these moths, because you could actually destroy the nest. I remember I did it once, but then they like respawned.
Right, so you wasted all that ammo and time for nothing.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think the second half of the game is as memorable as the first. When I think of Code Veronica, I think of the first half. The Antarctic stuff, I remember moments rather than... Whereas I feel like I could describe step by step, lead the Ashford house and stuff like that, the facility. When I think Antarctica, I think, all right, plane crash, laboratory, and sit there, you see what I mean? I'm like, shit, what? And I start picturing the end parts with Alexa and stuff like that more than anything else.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I
I
agree.
think that's a major problem.
The first half is definitely stronger.
Yeah.
The character of Steve.
I wrote Steve as a twat, was what I wrote.
He's actually like really annoying.
Mhm.
Like his death is kind of like a cool sacrifice moment, but there's just something about his voice that's super whiny.
Sorry about that little misunderstanding, but I thought you were another one of those
Shut up. Make one wrong move and I'll shoot.
Relax, beautiful. I said I was sorry. My name's Steve. I was a prisoner on this island. And I'm guessing you're not from Umbrella either.
No, I'm Claire. Claire Redfield.
Claire. Nice. I'll remember that.
His I agree with the sacrifice. It's not, but that sacrifice to me was never earned, because I couldn't stand a guy with his whiny ass voice and his daddy issues.
Yeah. Remember, I can just hear him shouting when he shoots his two guns and he's like,
Yeah.
Father! That reminds me of like IT
IT crowd. Yeah,
That's
it's Renham coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking of enemies, back to that, the Bandersnatch enemies.
Oh, what a bitch!
Actually, really annoying, and not in a like, oh, these are cleverly designed enemies that are like fun to fight. No, they're actually just annoying.
Yep.
Because like they can do those annoying arm stretching things. Basically, if you fight one, you're guaranteed to get hit in some way. There's just no ways of winning, because they take a shitload of ammo to kill.
And they
It's
are
not
also
worth
one of
it.
the respawners.
And they are also one of the major culprits of respawning.
Yep.
So you could spend a lot of time, a lot of ammo killing them, and then they respawn anyway. And you're, in a game like Resident Evil, it just doesn't work to have that in it at all.
Yeah. Favorite moments, scenes, bits of music.
Yeah, I mean, this is based on achievements, and it's based on the Xbox version of the game. There's actually an achievement to get an A rank in it.
Yeah.
And it may sound simple, but to do this, you need to finish the game in under 4 hours and 30 minutes.
Right.
This is without using any first aid sprays, and you can only use one save.
This is the achievement I haven't got. There's
Yeah.
one achievement I haven't got in this game, and it's this.
Yeah, it's called, I think the achievement's called Hard to the Core.
Right.
And you can use the one save, which is obviously best to use at the halfway point.
Yeah.
But there's so many like ways to die beyond that, especially in the second half.
So
of
would
the
you
game.
use that save after the plane battle
Yeah.
or before?
Just before the plane battle.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that's a
Because,
risk.
I remember actually dying like on the time run I did. I remember dying like a bunch of times, but I remember the plane battle dying a lot because it's very easy to die in that section.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think when you knock the tyrant out of the plane, because you've got to like knock them out so they get sucked out, it's very easy for you to also get sucked out of it.
Right.
When you're running around it, because if you go too close to the doorway, you'll get sucked out.
Right. So it's very easy to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah,
Okay.
I'm very proud of having that achievement.
Well done.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Well, I mean, mine's a lot based around music more than anything else. It's got some very traditional Resident Evil pieces of music, including your save rooms and your end credits.
Yeah.
But I wanted to point out some title ones, and I'm going to actually say the titles and obviously play them. The Suspended Doll, which is a creepy piece of music that plays when you first go into the Ashford's home.
Yeah.
And the camera angle has that suspended doll. The Ashford theme, full stop.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's called Murderous Eyes. Do you know this one?
I'm not sure.
I believe it plays with Steve when Steve. I'll play it in a video, so watch it back. But these are three of my favourites. Some great music. It's got some great music.
Some of the stuff has like a real gothic tone to it.
It's got creep factor.
Yeah.
I always remember when you first run towards Ashford House, the camera switches and focuses on the house, and it does this really creepy the Ashford laugh.
Yeah.
That I remember at the time going,
I think
ooh.
it's like a strike of lightning.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah.
I remember going, ooh, like it had been a while since Resident Evil had felt like creepy, scary. Yeah.
I still think it is effective as that now. But I just think like despite its faults, which it does have faults like all Resident Evil games, it's like hugely underrated.
Yeah.
A lot of people I think over time have grown up an appreciation for it, but there's still like people that don't appreciate it.
Yeah, which is a shame. And you already mentioned Nosferatu, and I would like to mention as well that we got Wesker. I didn't expect that either.
Yeah.
I know he was.
It's just rarely mentioned as a game when people are talking about the best Resident Evil games, which is a shame.
Which is a shame. There you go. Watch the other videos if you can. Hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.